Hi class, once again my name is Brittany Goodchild and this is video presentation number 3. A researcher must possess certain communication skills to effectively gather information. An effective researcher must have good listening skills. Listening skills allow the researcher to properly identify the problem. Research will not be conclusive when the purpose of the research isn't fully understood. Listening for information is an especially important skill. The researcher must be able to remain objective while listening. Remaining objective reduces the likelihood of biased research results. The researcher must also be flexible enough to consider additional information that may be indirectly related to the subject, but may make a useful contribution to the conclusion. Effective listening will allow the researcher to fully understand and interpret the information provided. Intrapersonal communication or self-talk is also important in research to rationalize information. According to author Mary D. Ohala in her article Fun with Numbers, the Business Researcher's Best Friend, published on pages 62 plus of the January-February 2018 edition of Online Searcher, a successful business researcher should ask themselves, quote, is relevant data ignored? Worse still, are the numbers fabricated, pulled out of thin air, or made up? In today's post-truth world of fake news and alternative facts, statistics are suspect, end quote. The strength of one's self-talk can be an asset when determining the legitimacy of the collected data. Effective writing is another essential communication skill that a researcher must possess. An effective researcher must be able to thoroughly document their findings. Also, the researcher must be able to assimilate the data, form conclusions, and make recommendations in their report. Effective writing is also important when citing reference material. Authors Lehman and Dufresne note in their work, BComp 9th edition, published in 2018 by Cengage Learning, that, quote, although time-consuming and tedious, careful attention to documentation will mark you as a respected, highly professional business researcher, end quote. And this can be found on page 170. An effective researcher must communicate clearly to explain ideas to the group. The person must also be able to state the problem to the group and to articulate the findings so that the group can form conclusions about the research. And that's all I have for this week. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to your feedback.